I was going to title this video Old School Loopers versus New School Loopers, but I thought about it for a little bit, and I think that's a little inappropriate, considering I just straight up don't like the New School Loopers. I think it'd make an interesting video, but I kind of decided on just making a video about the Old School Loopers, and we'll kind of touch up on the New School Loopers. But there are old school and new school loopers. Live looping was a pretty early internet genre of music. I wouldn't say internet, it was a live performing art, and a lot of the early recordings are guys performing live. But it was on the internet, and people like me that lived in the middle of Missouri were able to check out these really cool artists in some pretty early days of YouTube.
If you get yourself in the middle, get yourself on the top, and you get yourself on top, congratulations, you just made it. If you put yourself in the basement, then you get yourself to the lowest place, because lower, lower, lower is a lower, is a lower, is a lower, is a lower. I don't know, but I want something sorry. I don't know, but I want something sorry.
I love looping artists very much. I'm a looper artist myself. It didn't quite work out as well as me as it did for these other guys, but I do understand looping. I've performed live shows looping. It's a really difficult performing art, yet it requires you to be simple at the same time and as creative as you can possibly be. And it really opens itself up to be as creative as possible, you know, spanning all types of genres. So the thing is, when I was in high school, I actually was not listening to this. I was looking up jazz music, hard bop, bebop, you know, some of these guys, Oscar Peterson, Charlie Parker, Miles Davis, a bunch of jazz stuff, jazz trombonists like Irby Green, Bill Watrous, big bands like the Count Basie Orchestra, Maynard Ferguson. That was my high school music. I didn't discover the looping art until I'm just realizing that what's that actor from what's that actor from A Shawshank Redemption? Whoever that guy is, he would make a great Maynard Ferguson if they ever made a movie out of him. All right, already off the rails. I didn't discover live looping artists until really I was in college, but that's why the internet is cool. You can go back in time and check these guys out, which is hopefully what this video is going to accomplish. Hopefully you guys will watch this and maybe be inspired and get into a whole new genre of music. Now, the date that comes to mind when I'm looking up these kind of what I would consider old school looping artists is kind of like 2007, 2008. And I think this thing right here, the Boss RC50, was released in 2008. This was a fantastic looper pedal. I've never had it. I know that the old Boss looping pedals, I did have one. I had a Boss RC 5 or no, I had a oh, I forget. It was a 2-track looper. I forget which one it was called, but it was fantastic. And I know that these things, so basically this RC50 it's looking like it's got 3 separate loops on here. It's got lots of different buttons you can use, lots of settings that you can edit, lots of plugs on the back. And I know these things were sturdy as hell. You could probably beat the crap out of them, which is great for being on the road and touring. And, you know it's going to stand a little bit of a beating. And then also it was just a really early looper pedal in the just general consumer market. There was looper pedals before this, but this I think is the one that really made looping take off. I know Digitech made some. There's even a video of Les Paul using like this looper pedal for his guitar in like the 70s or something crazy. So it's not like the newest thing in the world, but as far as the consumer market, boom, right there, Boss RC50. And that I think kicked it off. People started getting it and performing live. So the people that we're going to be talking about, I would consider these guys like the big three, the guys that I think about. There was other looping artists, but these guys were really performing a lot, and they just have a ton of content. There's tons of live shows out there, which we'll be looking at and talking about in this video. Each one of these artists is really unique in their own way, and they have a totally different style of looping. So we're talking about Beardyman, DubFX, and probably most importantly, Reggie Watts, which is my personal favorite. So we're going to be diving into all of these guys. Just a quick rundown of each one. So DubFX, some guy from the UK, street performer. So what he seems to do is he writes the music and then he performs them live, and it still kind of feels like a jam. I think he opens up sections. A unique thing with him is he likes to bring in other performers on his songs, which is really cool. He uses a lot of vocal manipulation with some, I believe, guitar pedals. I think there's a video about his setup. Let's see.
How you doing? This is DubFX. I'm here at the Tom and Music.
That's like a newish one. There's an old one somewhere. You know, I'm pretty damn sure I just was watching a rig
Music
rundown
store.
That was older.
You got all the reverbs and delays and compression.
Yeah, that's like some of his newer stuff. It's not that. Oh, here we go.
How you doing? I'm DubFX, and I want to tell you a little bit about my gear. Basically...
So he's going to explain it right now. But I'm not sure on the legality of this whole just watching other YouTube videos. But I'll try to like skip through. But yeah, that's definitely the RC50 right there. So that's pretty early. This is a big guitar multi-effects pedal.
Starting from left to right, I'm using the Boss GT10B, which is originally a bass FX processor.
Oh, there you go.
But I put my microphone into that, and that's how I get all my cool sound effects and stuff. So all the effects that you hear over my voice is made just by this thing here. There's a lot.
So there you go. He just explained it. Now I don't have to explain it. My life is easier. So he's doing multi-effects pedal, warping his voice, but he does a crazy job at it. Wow. Anyways, that's a quick synopsis on DubFX. We'll be getting into his stuff here pretty soon. And then there is Beardyman. He's an unbelievable performer. He can manipulate his voice just with his vocal cords. Like, he doesn't really need the technology, but he does utilize a lot of technology to manipulate his vocal voice and manipulating his actual loops. So a little bit different. He uses the Korg K-oscillator, which nobody uses except for basically him, and he's mastered them completely. That's some of his older stuff. His new stuff is completely insane. He's got like a crazy setup, and we'll take a look at that later. He's one of those guys, he could literally make any sound with his voice, and it works really well with looping. And then we go into Reggie Watts, my personal favorite. Probably a better shot of Reggie Watts. Probably a better picture of Reggie Watts somewhere. You may have seen him on that James Corden late show or something. He's fantastic. He's hilarious. He can also manipulate his own vocal cords. One of the things I like so much about him is he really does a lot with a little, completely creates everything from scratch. His equipment is pretty simple. I mean, some videos he's just using a line 6 delay pedal to make a loop, but the bass lines and the drum beats that he makes are so interesting, he can get by with looping, and then he sings, and he'll not necessarily rap. We'll get into it. He's got a way of kind of talking like nonsense language, and it just works, but he's a great singer, great pianist, but really simple with equipment. So that's Reggie Watts, and we're going to be looking at all three of these guys, but first we're going to look at these new school loopers that we're going to be looking at these some of these new school loopers, because I wanted to touch up on that, because there's some new stuff happening in the live looping world. Live looping. So something that I'm seeing a lot. Oh, there's this girl. YouTube has wanted me to watch this video forever, and I think I did watch it at some point. It's just it's okay. I get it, you know. This is the thing with a lot of the new stuff. People love covers, you know. The old school looping thing was all original. It was fresh and just really cool stuff. Reggie Watts and Beardyman make their show completely from scratch. They don't write any of their music. They just make it on the fly, which I love. A lot of people don't seem to do that anymore. So here's like an example. I wonder if those bird sounds are real. I feel that they're not. However, I do see birds flying around. a ton of technology here. The thing is, it's just, I don't, it's not my style. I don't like all the gear. You know, he's probably using Ableton or something, but I'm just seeing tens of thousands of dollars of gear here. And then the song too, it's really simple. And I don't know why there's, okay, in the new looping stuff, there's so many songs. I don't know why they have to sound so like sad and like melancholy and crybaby-ish. It's just, I don't. You're gonna learn pretty quick that I don't like new stuff very much, and that, you know, that could be part of a bias because I'm getting older. But yeah, everyone can have their own opinion. Okay, yeah, and to me, it's called live looping, but you see that drum thing he just pressed and it just started playing a drum track. That, to me, I mean, he's looping like a little sus chord on a guitar or whatever. It's really simple, and then he just pressed a button and then drums are happening. I don't like that. Yeah. No thanks. For some reason, this melodic, I'm seeing this term a lot in looper videos in the last 2 or 3 years. Melodic techno, melodic stuff. All right, let's watch Italy exploding in ecstasy. Again. Sad melancholy.
Ragazzi, Trouble DJ, grazie Ferrara, grazie a tutti voi.
Healthy looking man. Yeah, that's fine. It's you know, it's that thing too. The beat is just kind of na 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 na. Sounds really generic, but I guess Italy is exploding in ecstasy. Where is this crowd starting to dance? Because they're sure as shit not dancing. Oh, there it is. It's at the end. But most people are still not dancing, so doesn't do it for me. All right, let's find one more new school looping. This guy comes a lot up in my feed, and I've watched this video before. Same. Why do they all sound so sad? The most saddest instrument. He's kind of building it up. I don't mind a slow build up. I mean, we're 3 minutes and 30 seconds in already. I don't mind that. I've got patience for that, but it's just not really going anywhere. And it's really, really, like, the thing is, looping has to be simple. I mean, it's really difficult to make it complicated, but there's a difference between simple and easy and, like, simple and genius, which, trust me, when we go to these old school loopers, it's good stuff. Whatever the hell that thing is. Yeah, my trombone teacher had one of those in his studio. I forget what it's called. Yeah, this style comes up in a lot of like the new stuff. Then of course there's Mark Rebele. Again, he's doing. This is a really, really popular video. Again, I don't know the legality of this, but he's silly and his loops are pretty cool. The thing that I can't get behind is like I don't like rap. I really don't like rap music. That's cool though.
Time to get out of bed.
Hey Siri, set an alarm for 9:30.
Hey, excuse me?
Yep.
Get up, get up, get up. Get up. Get up.
That's not bad. I don't mind that, but I still don't listen to him. I think if I was younger, I think I would probably dig his stuff a lot more. So there's one for you. But we're gonna go into the old school. So let's go back in time to 2007, where I was a redheaded trombone player boy walking around high school getting sack tapped in the hallway. All right, we're gonna check out DubFX first. So DubFX, really great performing artist, obviously really popular there in Belgium. A lot of people, one of those kind of town square sort of a things. And I'll give you some recommendations too on some videos. But this is a good one that I've listened to a few times. That's another thing I love about the old school guys. They do whole like long performances, and they're just on the internet, and it's great. Let's check it out. So the beatboxing style, I hate beatboxing usually, but these guys are so good at it that it doesn't sound like, when you hear, when you start to hear their lips and their tongue and spit, it's really bad, but they're so good at it that I don't mind it. I gotta say, he's probably the best with intonation and being in pitch, and just like an in-tune singing style. It's one thing I've noticed about him. And timing as well. He's very good with being like on time, which is one of the hardest things to do while looping. Got a kind of an octaver thing going on.
You hear me down the street when I begin to sing. You hear me on the bell, I go ring, ring, ring. We're waking up late in the morning.
Nice. This is one of his guest artists. He loves having guest artists. It's interesting that it's like his first song. That could just be the video, though.
With a smile on my face, I'm a skanking. I cruise along as I'm moving and grooving and soaking up the sunshine, cruising.
So it's kind of a reggae sort of a style. He does a lot of reggae-ish type of stuff. Let's find one different. Oh, this is a good one.
Now the changing times of the 21st century means nothing to me, cause I would rather be at the beginning of time. Earth would be mine, living in luxury, discovering a lot of wasting away. Next generation, I will rule the world someday.
Great transition.
In this concrete jungle we live, our survival is love that we give.
Also, such a great recording for just being out. This is 10 years old, but like such a good recording. I love the simplicity of it. It's just a microphone and just voice and a pedal. That's a really cool thing.
Now my instinct is guiding my way. It's true what they say, the world is your chance to create.
Cool. I don't want to play too much because you should watch it yourself. I like this little scrubber where you can see where people skip to a lot. It's kind of nice in 2023. Kind of a new thing.
Don't you make no mistake. Fry out the garlic and me fry out the egg. I got the washing on the line with a peg. Clean up your room, don't forget to make your bed. Hurry up now, did you hear what me said? Brap! He played the rhythm and he...
That's Flower Fairy. She's funny. I want to see him start another. Well, let's find another video. All right, this one featuring Mr. Woodnote is great.
I'm gonna call out Mr. Woodnote on the sax now.
Again, good intonation. Awesome octave or bass vocal effect thing.
A partner in life on this mean old road. We got the wind on our back that blows. We can't trip the park, we just move with the flow.
So this kind of goes back to like the loop being simple yet smart at the same time. I guess that's a good way to put it. Simple but smart. Really genius. It's a really simple, I mean, just listen to it for a second. You know, boom chuck kapoocha, boom chuck kapoocha, something like that. It's just a great drum beat that you could just loop. It's hard to do just a 4-bar or a 2-bar loop that keeps you interested the whole time, because that's not going to change. You know, you've only got a certain amount of tracks, and then the bass line works really well. It's just, you know, that's just like a 1 down to the I guess 6, you know, to the 7 chord. You know, if you know music theory, you know what I mean. I'm not going to explain it too hard, but it's a really simple chord progression, but it works really well for looping, and that's hard to do. Awesome saxophone solo. That style works really great with this too. It's kind of saxophone players sometimes, well, most of the times they can go like, they just go off the rails and they just start playing as many notes as they can. But this guy's doing a really good job. So Mr. Woodnote is doing a great job. He's going, you know, he's playing some really fast stuff, some, you know, going out of the chord a little bit, and then kind of keeping it simple for a little bit. So I like that a lot. And yeah, like I said, DubFX, always bringing in artists, super cool. There's also one where he's with an Indian guy, but I don't want to type in DubFX with Indian guy because that seems racist. I forget what. I'm just gonna find it. It doesn't matter. It's my computer. Here it is. So this one does have like a drum backing track, but it's fine. It works in this case. Awesome. That's just a great example of, you know, thinking outside the box, just doing something really different. Also, I don't know what country they're in, but it looks insane. Yeah, I don't really like rap, so don't care about that guy. Yeah, really, that's a cool track. I'm not in love with the whole thing, but because of the rap part, but it's a really cool track. I just, you know, I appreciate the unique stuff that's going on here. Looks like he's got 2 effects pedals this time, but yeah, so that's DubFX. Really, really cool artist. Definitely check him out. I guess if I hit some recommendations here. Another thing about these old school guys, they're all still doing stuff, which I like to see. They didn't just have a moment in like the late 2000s and the early 2010s. It wasn't just like a quick thing. Like they're all still very successful, especially like Reggie Watts, Beardyman too. All of them make a killing. Reggie Watts, that was probably the most. He did some TV stuff, and he did a late show, was the musical act. So they're all still going and doing well. So good for you guys. So I get some recommendations. These black and white ones that are really old are great. Love Someone, latest. Okay, interesting. People also watch. No, just give me what I searched. YouTube's search thing is kind of weird now. But that's, I gotta say, as far as YouTube goes, all of these social media and like videoing platforms are, in my opinion, for this year, are really bad. YouTube has gotten worse, in my opinion, and I kind of blame it on just like just money, really, you know, consumer greed and you know, big channels. You know, all the time I'm on YouTube searching and I'm seeing like the news, like CBS or like Fox, and I'm just like, get out of here. I'm like, I don't know if it's because it knows my I'm 29 years old, and it seems like once you like start getting towards that middle age, it's like, oh, you like the news, don't you? You want to watch Fox and you want to watch NBC or whatever, and it's like, no, I'm not interested in the news. That's why I liked old school YouTube. There was none of that crap, and it's all here now. And there's, you know, big channels like with cinema cameras trying to sell you stuff. I like this old stuff. Just people just performing. Yeah. Old stuff is better, and new stuff is no better. All right. There's as far as like a long performance, like why am I not seeing this? What a mess this is. You've got all these shorts. Like what? Oh, well, there's some DubFX short stuff. Well, I know that Flower Fairy one. That's the only reason I can remember it. That's a good one. DubFX feat Flower Fairy, full performance live in Gent, Belgium. And if you look him up, there are other live performances out there, but that's a really good one. It's long, and you can listen to it for a long time, and it's, you know, it's just a really good time. So there's a recommendation on that. And then the videos that we just watched, the one with Mr. Woodnote is really cool if you want to check them out. So we're going to move on now to, let's do Beardyman. Actually, let's do Reggie Watts because he is my favorite. And because that's what I decided just now that I want to do. Very inspirational for me. These old TEDx talks, pop tech things are really awesome. Here, well, let's just give a good example of him, you know, good representation. Here's another melodic looping. This is more plus size Reggie Watts, the old ones.
For years, we've been thinking about consciousness in the way that we have. And it's to my total pleasure that these things have worked out.
Okay, you got to watch this yourself, but that's just a quick example of his nonsense talking that is hilarious. He has a way of talking like in a real way, but it doesn't make any sense, but it's hilarious. And also a completely different voice. The first time I watched, this might have been the first one I watched. I was watching it and I thought he was just like a guy from, you know, the UK, and then I figured out he's got like 20 million different voices. Let's skip ahead a little bit. I want to hear him start a loop, but right there you can see that little green thing right there. That's just a line 6 delay pedal, and he uses that in some of his videos exclusively. And that's just a single loop, and he can pull it off. But that one right there is an Electro Harmonics looper pedal, and then that right there, that might be like an additional effects pedal. I'm not really sure. Also completely unique. No one else sounds like this. Or does this. And just a great singer. There we go. Nice. So as you can see there, really simple, no vocal manipulation with pedals. It's just all his voice, and it's just looping. So just voice and looping, creating it completely from scratch, blank slate, which I love. It's just creating something out of nothing. That's one of the biggest selling points for me for live looping. Throwing it a bass line. And then he's got some vocal effects, but it's just one pedal. Nice. Just dancing like a doofus. I could watch this whole video, but I can't because I am making a YouTube video. But it's awesome. Check this one out. This one just is called Best Performance. Looks like someone stole it from Pop Tech. No big deal.
Big credit to the
just like I'm stealing it now.
Let's admit that.
Whatever it is. Again, not saying real words. Oh, I love it. He's so good. And then just a really cool bass line on top of that, you know, bone doo doo, bone doo doo, bone doo doo, bone doo doo, something, whatever that was. And it's a hard thing to do, to make a bass line that's going to keep your interest for the entirety of the song. He's got a unique way of ending songs too, is where a lot of times he just kind of doesn't. He just kind of Let's see if I can find it.
But like, person in the you're talking to.
That's my
even a
dog.
I'd like to. Thank you very much. Thank you. For my last song, thank you.
Yeah, exactly that. He does that all the time, and it gets me every time. This guy is awesome. Somewhere in the time string, a young Mark Rabelais is watching this in a bathrobe sweating. Oh yeah, that's the guy we saw earlier. Very silly comment. Let's find another one. This one is kind of a unique video of his. Oh, my dog. Daisy, stop barking. I can't think when my dog barks. I don't know why. It like shuts my brain off for like a molecular second. See, this is what I'm talking about. Why are you showing me famous people doing stuff? I want to see non-famous people doing stuff. All right, so this is The Lot Radio. This is Reggie Watts at The Lot Radio. Great performance. A little bit different because he's using that that's like a friggin' $1,500 mini synthesizer from Teenage Engineering. It's a cool little device, and he has clearly spent time with it, and he still does a lot of vocal stuff, but he uses this a little bit, and it's just one little thing, and it just adds a lot in this performance. This is one of my favorite just full performances. I hope I'm giving a good example of Reggie Watts because a lot of his stuff is funny, but man, I'm telling you, there's a Netflix special called Netflix Reggie Watts Surfing the Web. Spatial. There you go. Right there. Okay, just going to bring me to a completely different page. I don't know why you can't zoom anymore. I feel like you used to be able to zoom. Very good Netflix special, Spatial. He's doing the singing, and he's doing skit comedy, and he's doing just all kinds of stuff. It's hilarious, and there are some great songs in there. And man, I am telling you, when he wants to sing like beautifully, oh, he does it. And it could even be, it's really remarkable. It's like it could even be a silly subject, and he'll still go for it. And it's so good.
The Lot Radio. The Lot Radio. The Lot Radio. The Lot Radio.com. You're going to enjoy it, or you will be executed. Stand by. We're about to load primary factor 6, 5 through alpha.
Here we go. That'll fly. Awesome bass line. As per usual. Yeah, man, I could listen to him all day long. And I'm sorry you can't hear him now because I'm talking, but I can't. Yeah, I'm scared I'll get like the video pulled if I just just steal videos all day long. But yeah, I could listen to this guy all day long. He's really fantastic, as you can hear. Very good singer. Another remarkable talent of his is sometimes he makes a bass line. It's not perfectly in tune, yet he still has a way of making it work, which that is like mind-blowing skill right there. Sometimes he'll make a bass line and I'll be like, that's kind of out of tune. And when you're looping, it's like it's stressful. It's like you don't really want to start a loop and they'll be like, oops, let me start again. And so he's figured out how to just push through it and make it work really well. You know, it's like I did a live performance once and it's like, and I messed up the loop a little bit and it wasn't like a huge show. So I was just like, let me try that again. But, when you got a lot of people in front of you, you can't do that. So he's awesome.
This week, everything is about to change. The action is all around you. So make sure to grab a loved one and get ready to get hugging and kissing, because to this summer, it's going to be the best thing you've ever experienced.
Hilarious, too. So that's Reggie Watts. Recommendations. Let's see if they even have this anymore. Someone stole this at some point. It probably got pulled. It's great if you can find it. Live at Central Park. There you go. Oh, that's 5 minutes. I'm not seeing it. Someone had the whole entire show stolen. And it was, I loved watching it, but it looks like it got pulled. But there's Live at Central Park. That's actually an album too. But if you watch like whatever TV special it was, he actually is doing some, they're doing some like skit stuff and, I don't know. You get to see like the scale of the performance, which is really, really cool. But there is an album if you want to see the songs. So there's an album called Live at Central Park. Very good. Definitely recommend that. Reggie Watts. I mean, really any of these artists you type in live, it's good. Now the album thing, for some reason, I don't really listen to their actual albums because a lot of times I like the live feel of it. That's why I'm kind of like doing this on YouTube. It's a very YouTube-y thing, it's a live, people record it. The albums sometimes are just songs that they wrote, and I don't really listen to those. Reggie Watts has some cool tracks, though, where you can tell he still does a little bit of looping, but they don't necessarily do like, I'm going to live loop an album, which would actually be really cool. But they save that for live. And I like the pressure of the live performance, too. So this one, the Lot Radio, any of these things from Pop Tech... that's a newer Lot Radio one, but he plays some other people's music in there. So I don't listen to that one as much, which is that's nice of him. But I like hearing him and only him. Yeah, any of these talks. He does a podcast with Joe Rogan. That one's definitely worth checking out. Oh, I was just listening to just yesterday. He's doing a podcast with Conan O'Brien. It's hilarious. And he talks about his influences a little bit there. Not a lot of interviews with this guy. Any performance he does on Conan too is hilarious. I brought you know what? I'm not going to play that one because I think of all things that'll get pulled. And then Jim Jeffries on O&A. Yep, that makes sense. It's recommendations. His TEDx talk is great. Reggie Watts at TEDx Berlin.
Which enable the user in the end-game end times to become reformed, as one would tend to be if they were to be them. They 44.3
yeah, he's too
degrees of
funny.
separation. Not easy because.
I wanted to. Oh, he's got that teenage engineering thing again. Oh, I wanted to go back.
Right now.
This song is awesome. I want to see him looping it. There we go. So this is one of my favorite songs in this whole performance. It's really cool. The chords are really neat. Really simple loop up front, but pretty complicated time-wise, you know, syncopated beat. Really cool. Yeah, great example. Just a great singer. There's one more thing. I'm not gonna play this one because it's from Netflix, but the song about apples is amazing. This one is great too. Reggie Watts disorients you in a way entertaining. I see he's got something in here. Play. Where's?
You can reach out. Things are solid. You can move it as such.
Oh God, what did I do? Shit. Also a great keyboardist.
Take a move around the road, what you going down, baby? It's 1965. You ain't got your stereo on, and I don't know if I can take another light on my own. You put your ding down, hopping and you flipping it bad, and you ain't got another switch, so you just feeling so sad, and you can tell another person that she's evanescence on your grove.
Slipping into some southern twang.
You can do what you do when you're doing it good, but you can do what you did when you did it.
I mean, having the confidence to be funny and of beautifully singing is awesome. And then those chords he's playing too. I'd love to learn those voice things and what chords those are. That's really neat.
Tell me, I think that future controlling the options, giving lots of hints to ourselves. Right.
Oh, he's the best. He's the best. He really is. Very inspirational to me. Not that I don't try to be too silly in my show, but he's the best. All right, so that's Reggie Watts. Thank you, Reggie Watts, for all the great stuff, and he's still out there doing stuff. So check out his old videos. Again, these old school guys, they had something different going on. There's something funny that happens when there's kind of like a new type of music, I guess, and this is, I guess, it was pretty new. You know, people discovered these looping pedals, and this, I don't know, when something's new, it's always so fresh. It's always so fresh, and then a couple of people emerge, and they're so unique. I mean, as you could see in those, you know, the new looping people, they all sounded kind of the same, and these guys are all so unique. They're all beatboxers. I guess that's the only similarity there, but you know what I mean. All right, we're going to move on. So that was Reggie Watts. We're going to move on to the completely batshit crazy Beardyman. What is going on here? All right, so this one is Beardyman Main Stage Festival 2011. Oh, that's on his official channel, so that's probably going to stick around. Beardyman is unbelievably talented with his vocal cords. Beardyman is unbelievably talented. He can do crazy things with his voice alone, manipulating it, making sounds, different accents, different literally sound effects. Crazy beatboxer, makes the entire show from scratch. What makes him special is he's unlike Reggie Watts, who uses pretty simple tech. You know, there's not a ton going on there, but he does amazing at it. But it's very simple. He's always got a ton of stuff. But the difference is he uses all of it. He utilizes every bit, and he's mastered all of it too. You could tell he just knows how to use every little bit. He's not doing one thing with it. Why is that? Oh, next. So this is just something I want to show you. This is his intro to, well, you'll see. Using vocal manipulation with the, I guess the K oscillators probably. Unbelievable amount of people at this show. Insane. The friggin' balls that it takes to do that in front of that many people.
My name is Beardyman and this is ridiculous. I'm playing to about 20,000 people and I'm doing a song that is
20,000 people.
So now I'm going to do something is less useful.
Just an unreal intro. The first time I heard that, I'm like, there's no way he's doing this in front of that many people. But he's so confident and so hilarious. That seems to be a running thing with some of these guys, the live loopers. There's an element of comedy, which I love. I love it. So right there, oh God, if I could scoot back just a split. The video editor is on freaking crack on this video, which works. It's period appropriate. All right, so okay, you can kind of see it right here. These are K oscillators. These were birthed to this earth for Beardyman and only for Beardyman, because I've never seen anyone else really utilize this technology, and he's mastered them. They have little touch pads on there that you can manipulate the voice, but they've also got loopers on there, and he's amazing at it. It's a really sunny day. I guess he's covering it up with cardboard or something, but he's just so good at using these. He evolves his setup over time, but his older stuff, he's using these. Now his setup is ridiculous, which we'll look at that, but let's see what people are actually listening to. Most replayed. He's also really good with intonation and timing as well, which again is a really difficult thing to master. See, I'd like to see him starting a song, but he also, a different thing he does, he keeps the song going sometimes. Like he'll just keep evolving the song, getting rid of loops, layering, adding in new stuff, which is really cool. More of like club music style, I guess. Copyright strike incoming. Going somewhere else. I guess I hired. Nice hats.
Here we stand in the middle, getting on. The angels passing us by.
I guess they hired some background dancers. Just like they used to in the 1950s and 60s, except it's served up a little different in 2011. The type of audience this seems to attract is completely different genre now. Definitely. Oh, there we go. So yeah, the kind of audience that Beardyman attracts is pretty wacky, crazy people. But they're like UK, like a club audience. They look like kind of young college kids. But the thing that's different about like the American music festivals is they just, and this is 2011, they look wacky and fun like this girl, and in America they just look disgusting. Like they're wearing no clothes and they're all just friggin' acided out and just crazy amount of drugs. I did an Uber ride for a Lollapalooza before, back when I was an Uber driver, which sucked balls. And these girls were just disgusting, and they were just awful, and they were just screaming out the window, and they were just drugged out of their mind. And they were like 20, 19, 20, 21-year-olds. This group of people, you UK people, seem a lot more fun. Look, happy boys and then a pink girl. It's fun. I like it. Yeah, so that's some of Beardyman, but I mean, God, the amount of stuff he has on the internet is ridiculous. Here's some early YouTube videos, which is very cool.
Hi. Now, jazz.
Awesome editing style. Look, he's got that Korg Chaos oscillator. Maybe another pedal there. Oh, that might be an early Digitech looper. I'm not 100% sure. But you can hear in his voice, like he can do anything with his voice, anything he wants. I'm going to, again, watch this video.
Because I know that it's good for all the people too. You know I like to break it down. This is the new sound. Everybody in town, spread the word right around. We're gonna break it down. This is the way the kids are dancing to a brand new beat.
Kind of going into the jazz style. But so in this video, it's like you see these other videos. He's actually live looping. The video editor is adding the live loop video on there, which is cool. No one really has ever done that before, and nor has done that since. I think I might have tried it before, but you know. That video editor must have been up for multiple nights. Just silly, hilarious.
If you're having dreams in which your bananas need feeding, maybe you should spend more time thinking about your monkey. Did you ever consider that your monkey might need feeding? Monkey.
All with his voice. Just unreal. No one else sounds like this. All right, let's look at more Beardyman stuff. Beardyman. So one thing that he does in his concerts, which is unreal, he let's see, there's some new stuff. But he will ask the audience. I don't know if I'll be able to find an example of this. He'll ask the audience. Let's see, Beardyman country something. Sometimes if you just type, there's videos of it. If you just type in, oh yeah, reggae country fusion. That's an official channel. I don't want to do that. What the hell? I'm going for it.
I was wrong. All of you are going to shout out a genre, and I won't be able to tell what you're saying. But I did hear country. That's good. Can I get another genre?
Yeah, so he'll ask the audience multiple genres, and then he'll mix them live, and again off the top of his dome.
Reggae. I did hear reggae. So country reggae. Do you want to hear country reggae?
I don't want to get this video removed, so I'm just gonna skip ahead, and you'll hear country reggae.
Really good. When I hear his music, you know he gives me words. I really like country music, even though for some of you it might make you sick.
Yeah, there he goes. So that's a quick example of that. I'm sure there's there's more in his older videos. But it's really nuts, and he does it all the time. He'll do like techno bluegrass, or like jazz dubstep, things like that. And again, any of these old long videos are fantastic.
Is that the sound of an unborn chicken? That's deep, man. It's a butt up. Something like, butt up.
Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't noticed that before. It looks like he just recorded like triggers of those sounds. So we'll see what he does with it.
Know. Everybody, you got the mad flow. See a bitty man, and you know that I go. Man, check it out.
That's awesome. So he's just looping his own voice, which he's got. I mean, he's doing similar things nowadays, but the technology is way crazier. Let's find one more. Let's see if there's a short video. Oh yeah, these TEDx things are unreal as well. Anything from TEDx with any of these people. I mean, just a ton of content. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'm going to go to his channel, click on videos, click popular, bada bang, bada boom. Now we're talking. Look, a full show there. That's his most popular thing. Awesome. Silly old videos. I love that. The old YouTube. Old YouTube was cool. Full of people just doing stuff what they want to do. Can't say I've heard the Oompa Loompa Blues. I want to find something not serious necessarily. Oh, you know what's good? I can only remember like half of titles. No. What is it? And Friends. Yeah, this stuff is good. This Beardyman and Friends thing. He's got his brother on there. His brother's really funny too. Does some cool YouTube videos.
All right, dog people and cat people. I'm going to do a song about dogs versus cats. It's raining dogs and cats, yeah? And that side is like trying to only get the cats, and that's trying to only get the dogs, but you're both getting covered in animals.
So this is one of those things he's actually making.
Dubstep, like that. What?
I've never actually seen the video of this because I just listen to YouTube videos because I have YouTube Premium, which is totally the way to go if you don't do that. Finding full concerts. What is he doing? Dubstep something. Love the editing on this. Getting into dubstep territory. Nice.
Really hard. Who likes the dubstep really fucking hard? Make some fucking noise if you like.
And who's okay, let's reveal whether or not the technology is going to work.
Yeah, so this is like a variety show he did, I guess. So if you just want to hear Beardyman, maybe not the best thing, but I still think it's a great show.
No, it's still not ready. Fuck.
I gotta find like one more thing. Beardyman. One more old thing, and then I'll look at his new stuff. Just some club stuff, dance party stuff.
Everybody get down.
Killer transition. You know, he's just really good at transitions in general, too, which is another really hard thing to do. He really keeps the flow going, if he wants it to. Sometimes he'll just stop the song, but... Really cool stuff. I mean, he's a rock star over there in the UK. I hope he does well in America. I really do. Yeah, all his voice. Just an unbelievable artist. There's his face down there. Just unreal, man. Beardyman. Not much of a beard there, but very it sounds like he would have a large beard. So yeah, that's Beardyman. He's just really confident, funny, just an amazing performer. A lot more technology for him. So if you look at his some of his newer stuff, I mean this is it right here. Like his new setup is just technology out the friggin' roof. This is like he made this, custom made this. He had this like custom made for him so he could do whatever the hell he wants, which is nuts. His new stuff, I like something about the old technology. I like a little bit more. But I mean, he's doing the same stuff. It's really insane. I would say he's doing less of the comedy shtick routines. I mean, he still does it though. He still does funny stuff, but he more keeps the party going. You know, it's that's what he decided he's gonna do. It's still extremely impressive. See right there, I mean, I think he just recorded that and then inserted it into the keys. I know that he doesn't, with his newest setup, it's all his voice. So.
Why do all the songs about weed ever talk about the urgent need for moderation? Moderation. Marijuana should be legal, but smoking too much and that shit is evil.
And as you can see, he's just mastered whatever this thing is. Like, he's all over the place. He knows where things are. Unreal. Crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy stuff. That's what I say when I can't think of what to say. So yeah, Beardyman, really amazing performing artist. Again, one of my favorites. Definitely a part of the big three. And I think that's going to wrap up talking about these, the big three looper artists. I already took a big dump on the new school people because they suck. I've seen one or two that I'm like, that's okay. But shameless plug, I do have looping videos. I've made a ton of them and people don't really watch them. So either they suck or YouTube really doesn't like me. Either way, if you're into looping or brass instruments... So my style is more I loop trombone and I loop synthesizers and drum machines. I've got two little Roland SPD drum machines there. I don't I don't really use those anymore. I use mostly a keyboard. I actually, due to a boring medical adult problem, I'm currently not playing trombone, which eats at my soul a little bit more every single note that I play. It's it's fine. It's not a big deal. It was just, the whole beginning of my life. Not a big deal. Not a problem. No, it's something I'm working on. I've got a weird problem with my ear, which doesn't allow me to play trombone. But I can play sousaphone, luckily. But I can still play certain other instruments, and I can play synthesizer. So I've been working a lot on that. But my old stuff is trombone based, and my newer stuff is kind of synthesizer based. So yeah, if you like brass instruments or looping, please go check out my videos, Bone Zone Studio, and my newer stuff is on a channel called Bone Zone Music. So either one of those. I'm done with my shameless plug. But yeah, the old school guys, I don't know. Again, I'm not going to title it old school versus new school, but these new people, like, I mean, here's one right here. Just plugged into a computer and just stealing someone's content, which is kind of what I'm doing. But still, it's like, did it? Yeah. The Kiffness live looping remix. I mean, at least you're calling it a remix, but still, it's like, it's just not entertaining to me. A lot of the new stuff. This guy does some cool stuff with a synth. It's pretty cut and dry. Looper pedal synthesizer. That's a Circuit Tracks drum synthesizer sort of a thing. And this is pretty new. I dig it. They're in a very diverse European country, maybe? He looks Polish, and it looks like Poland, but it can't be Poland, because Poland is the least diverse country I've ever been in my life. So, Mauer Park. So wherever Mauer Park is, I think that's Germany. So I think they're in Germany. But I can dig this guy. I've checked out his stuff. Gray Contrast is the channel. I don't know if that's actually him, but he's got some cool stuff as far as new things go. But I mean, I really don't have recommendations for new stuff because new, as I said before, new stuff bad, old stuff good. That's the general rule of thumb that I live by with movies and music and YouTube has been trying to get me to watch this video forever. And I won't watch it because it probably sucks. So yeah, that's the big 3 old school looper artists. So Reggie Watts, Beardyman, DubFX. Go check those guys out. It's something you could absolutely get lost in, the, I guess, genre of music, of live looping. It's been very inspirational to me. I guess most importantly, thank you, these 3 guys that are out in existence. It was very inspirational to me and a lot of people, and that give credit where credit is due, I suppose. But yeah, since YouTube is still a thing, see, the weird thing is, so YouTube is this search bar. If this search bar disappears, we're all in deep shit, because like, that's the only thing to get away from the algorithm, and the algorithm is god-awful. It's just terrible. I'm very against it, but the search bar, you can still search these artists. You can look at their channels. If you search live looping, a lot of new stuff is going to come up, which I don't really like, but that's just kind of how it works. So it's important that you know word of mouth is really important nowadays. So that's partially why I'm making this video, just to inform people that there's great music out there. You just gotta find it. You gotta search it out, which I really like doing. So that's it. Those are my 3 favorite live looping artists. If you have a favorite new looping artist, let me know in the comments so I can go find them and destroy them. So if you made it this far in the video, you obviously enjoyed it. So be sure to come back, see me again in the Bone Zone. I'll be here making videos. I don't know exactly what. If people really like this video, I might make more videos like this in the future. I'm trying a new style too, and if it works, I'm going to call it web surfing, because it's basically what I'm doing. I'm surfing the web. I'm sure no one's ever come up with that before. But thank you, and I'll see you all again in the Bone Zone. Goodbye. I don't know why this video will not work on my computer, but this is the first video that this was the first video that I ever saw of looping, and I actually did see this in high school. I was not aware of the looping genre, but let's check it out. The video is pretty garbage quality, so it's not a big deal. You hear the reaction when he made the loop? They're like, whoa. He even has a click track, but still, the song is cool. Here's an AI representation of him. Very cool. Yeah, I remember watching this video for the first time. I think it was like at my grandma's house, because I didn't have the internet growing up, which was awesome, while everyone around me did. So that was like, yeah, 2009, 2010. And I saw this video, and that was like the spark for me. I was like, what is going on here? It's like he's literally looping, like just playing something, and then it's just playing directly back. It's playing directly back, and I'm like, that's so cool. And then but I didn't loop, because I went off to college, studied jazz, which is a great thing to study for music. It really is. But then, you know, that spark stuck around, and then I would mess with it here and there. I remember one time at a party when I was working in Pennsylvania, this girl brought a looper pedal in, and then I also remember like I didn't have my trombone or anything, but I just kind of sung into it, and I remember like just I don't know, I just kind of understood it a little bit because she was making just like some really shitty I don't know. She was trying to make it drum beat, and then I like sung some harmony in it, and then I remember everyone at the party being like, "Whoa!" And that little spark of like, "Oh, people like this." I liked that, you know. That's always it kept me going, and now I've got a crazy, not the craziest looper setup. I try to keep it simple, but I do a lot of crazy stuff on it. But that's my personal looper story. That's it. That should be good. Hopefully this fucking works.